Hi, I'm Lonnie Dumas. I'm the writer and director of this short film, The Lost. Here with me is star and co-producer Paige Euros.
Hi there.
And then I kind of did things differently. It's not just a voiceover commentary, it's also going to show some behind-the-scenes stills and footage, so here we go. My inspiration for this kind of comes from what I went through in life. I've had a lot of loss in my life, so short film, in my opinion, is about grief and how a person deals with it. And I kind of just went with what I had and the people I had to have actors as. And luckily, I had my wife Paige and my stepdaughter Addie to be able to act in this. How was it acting for you in this film?
It was emotional. I actually drew upon quite a bit of. I had two miscarriages in my life, so I drew upon that. I also went through a very rough divorce a couple years back, and so that change of routine and sense of losing oneself really was hard to draw upon. But I think it shows in my acting.
I think it did too. I think you did a. I know you did a very well, good job acting. One of the first behind the scenes stills that you see here is the dress that Addie's character's wearing. Paige had a lot to do with how that looked. So explain kind of what we did to get that look.
Well, we had a couple identical dresses. That way, the ending we didn't have to do backwards. As you can kind of see from the stills and the footage, we distressed it by making marks. Then we put it in tea to kind of age it. And then when we had some fun, Addie and I actually threw a whole lot of mud on it. So that's the mud tea distressed look there. We really wanted the character to be ambiguous. We didn't really want you to know what she was. If she was just a dirty child, or was she a ghost? Was she a memory? So we wanted to kind of have a bit of an ambiguous look.
Here's a shot of me behind the scenes. You can kind of see a curtain right there. I thought it'd be a good idea to diffuse some of the lighting to not have it be as bright. I kind of got that idea from seeing some behind the scenes footage of Roger Deakins doing it. I don't know how well I pulled it off. It's something I think I'll try again, but we should see. This scene right here was pretty difficult to film. It might be the smallest bathroom I've ever lived in, and temperatures got very hot from the lights. We have the old style lights where it's the bulb, not the LED. So temperatures would get extremely hot in there. Paige is actually had to squat over the toilet to get a lot of these close-up shots. But I think it turned out really good. My inspiration for this was a lot of Wes Anderson films, especially from the Royal Tenenbaums. And what was it like filming this for you?
It was hotter in that bathroom than I'd like to admit, and squatting over a toilet was not fun over on my back. The scenes where you see me facing directly into the mirror, I'm actually squatting over the toilet, and then there's a table in front of me holding a lot of my props. So that was hard to pull off while still seeming to be acting with right in front of the mirror. But I think the effect was really well done.
There's kind of a mistake there on the right. You can see the white balance card, which bugs me, but I did not really want to reshoot it just for that. That's a digital push-in. I did that in After Effects. So is this shot. I think they worked as a good transition. Something I tried new on this film is this homemade dolly. I actually did 3 variations of it. I used that shot for the push-in up to Paige's character when she's waking up. I found it really difficult to operate the camera and also push at the same time. So we kind of went from having like felt tips at the bottom of the tripod to, you'll see later, a couple of tennis balls, and finally I settled on a wheel system. I got a wheel tripod that we actually put in those rain gutters to keep it somewhat stable. And because of that, all the sound except for her dialogue had to be re-recorded. So we did a lot of Foley work and additional sound effects to make it sound natural.
Which Addie actually enjoyed helping with the Foley work. It's difficult to get a kid who's been told all her life to not run in the house to run in the house really quickly to get those footstep sounds. And I did a lot of random breathing sounds, and we had difficulty getting the footprints right for me because what you typically think of footprints, you think of with shoes, but I'm barefoot in this. So we kind of discovered that the barefoot sound sounded more sticky, like my feet were pulling away from the floor. So we just ended up recording it as best we can and matching it to my footwork.
Yeah, I believe the final dolly system that we got worked the best. That was actually what we used on these scenes. It was actually the last scene that we filmed during the production. The only thing I wish is I wish I got a couple of more shots. I wish I got a wider master shot here. I feel like just some of the shots are not wide enough for my liking.
As you can kind of see, we diffused the lighting in this scene as well, just like we did in the bedroom scene, which technically kind of cut off half the living room to us. So it's harder to get those wider angles. But we use some different lighting. You can see this is our Halloween lighting. And we use those lights in a couple different scenes. So at some point we actually had, with the living room being shot and the bedroom being shot, and you can kind of see the blue underneath the bedroom right there. We had a whole bunch of different lights that we were using. And we actually had a few scenes we cut too.
Yeah, these shots are stills from a scene that we filmed, which when having it in my first cut, which I didn't even submit to the teacher, I just felt that it broke the flow. After this emotional scene of Paige's character breaking down, it was originally going to cut to her entering the bedroom of her daughter and reminiscing about what her daughter's life was like, and you would see like the room was pristine and completely like it was before her daughter left this earth, and it just kind of ruined the flow. So I decided to cut it, which hopefully one day I might edit the scene and put it as a bonus feature.
You're seeing some of the evolution of the makeup. We shot around Halloween, and that meant we got to go to the Halloween store and pick out the ghost makeup. Well, that was a little too on the nose, so we decided to go a little subtler. I actually just used a really light colored base foundation, and then used some of that ghost makeup around the eyes, the hands, the mouth, to kind of just give her a bit of a sickly look.
Yeah, as you can see in the previous stills, is a very thick white look where it almost looked porcelain, which I didn't really like. I preferred the more subtle look, and I just overall thought it looked better. That blue light is one of the extra lights that we bought. It's just a cheap LED light that we got off Amazon. I thought it kind of gave it a pretty cool, eerie feel. You don't really know what she's walking into. The music I think is what really pulls this together. I can't think of the man's name right now.
Chris
Hagen, I believe. His name is in the credits. But I met him off Reddit, of all places, and told him I was making a short film and the type of music I wanted, and he did a wonderful work. Just few descriptions I gave him, not even seeing scenes, giving me music samples for me to choose from, and I believe what he submitted to me really worked and pulled together what I was trying to convey in this film, and I think his music makes the movie. I don't believe it'd be what it is without it. These montage shots had very different variations. I've probably had 10 different edits of this final scene. In the original script, as you'll see here in a second, she meets her daughter in the forest. And originally, it was written that her and her daughter would walk down a tunnel together into a brim of light. And the location that we scouted, by the time we got to filming there, was completely flooded. So we had to completely redesign the end of the film. These are some production photos of the location that we ended up actually shooting at.
Yeah, luckily enough, my parents own just an acre on the side of a river in Kansas, and they were lucky enough to let us use it. We had scouted it previously for just unknown production, and we knew it would be good to have because we wouldn't have to really worry about who's in the background and any technology that might be in there. It's pretty, if you get the right angles, it's pretty untouched. And that's kind of what we wanted. We didn't really want to have a certain place.
As you can see, she has a pristine dress here. That's actually like one of the 2 dresses that we actually bought. I really tried to push like the production design in this film for the first time. On my previous short film is pretty much like whatever I had, and I just decided to go with it. On this, we pre-planned a lot and decided to look at the film, and I think it really paid off. The one film, I really pushed myself to do something different and something I normally wouldn't make. And I'm very proud of it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed listening to what we had to say. Take care and Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.